Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
The art of magic is mystery, majesty, pageantry, and craft. It's also about history, marketing, networking, and more. All of these topics and others are discussed on Magic Talk with your hosts, renowned magician James Lantine and owner of the White Rabbit Magic Shop, Joshua Lantine. Now on Rough Edge FM.
You know what's really stressful about being a new dad?
Can I do the intro first?
But I just had a question.
Okay.
All right, I didn't even have a question. I had a statement. You know what's
right.
really stressful about being a new dad?
What's that?
The Christmas season.
Why?
You don't remember all of the stresses that happen being
Your
a
kid's
father?
not even a year old. He's not even going to know what he gets. You could put socks in there and he wouldn't care.
You know what? He'd love those socks too. Because he just found his feet and he's amazed at them.
Really?
Oh my God. They're the best thing since sliced bread.
All right. Well, speaking of sliced bread, this is episode number 217 of Magic Talk with yours truly. Just trying to get us back on track.
How I want to know how we're sliced bread.
I don't know.
So wait, were we previously the thing better than sliced bread?
We are butter on sliced bread.
Butter on sliced bread. No,
Yes,
that's
we
pretty
are.
darn good.
Yep. Anyway, we are back for this is Thanksgiving, our Thanksgiving show.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so we are broadcasting one day early.
So Thanksgiving Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just it's Dr. Pepper 10, 2, and 4.
Mountain Dew every time you pick up a controller. What about it?
So we are pre-Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And coming after Thanksgiving, we have Black Friday, and then we have Small Business Saturday, and we have Cyber Monday.
You know, I heard from the grapevine that the Magic Shop has some pretty awesome deals going on that day, or those days.
Yeah. What is kind of cool is that we are doing 3 different types of deals, one for each day. So we're not just
making it unique.
We're not carrying it through the whole weekend. On Friday, you get this deal. On Saturday, you get this deal. And on Monday, you get another deal.
Do you think we should tell them?
I think we should tell them.
All right. Well, I mean, if we're going to go and
I think we should move Black Friday's active date to midnight tonight. So it's over Thanksgiving and Friday.
Why are you going to encourage people to not spend time with their families?
You're right. That was a stupid idea. A horrible idea.
Just,
all right. So
Thank God
midnight,
Mark doesn't listen to this.
I know.
Show.
So midnight on Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday midnight.
Why not?
This sale. No, not midnight tonight.
No.
Midnight Thursday.
No, we're a family. We're a family-run magic shop, and we understand the core values of family life.
At 12:01 a.m. Friday morning, the
Yes.
sale will become active.
Yes.
And what are we doing?
Well, the sale for Black Friday is actually a kind of akin to the Christmas spirit. Because if you buy 2 items on Black Friday, you get a third one free. And it's for anything.
It's like giving
Any
them
purchase.
It's like giving them a free gift, but they get to pick it.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of us picking it for them.
Yeah, it's like when your grandpa and grandma go and say, we didn't know what to get you, so here's some cash. That's a really bad, that's a horrible way to put it.
Very, very true, though.
It's right.
So here's a gift card.
But that's
so they
exactly
buy 2
it.
of any item, they get the third one of lesser value for free.
Yeah.
And that goes till midnight Friday night.
Yeah. And then the next day,
12:01 a.m. Saturday,
we have 25% off store wide.
no minimum purchase, no nothing, just
No nothing.
25% off.
25%.
No strings attached.
Nope.
All right.
That's a good one.
And then on Monday at 12:01 a.m.
Very specific as to the particular times. I mean, Usually, according to the calendar and most of the world, when it rolls over that time period, yes, it's the next day.
Okay.
But it's not Sunday.
But
It's not Sunday. It's
No.
Monday. So you have to
Monday.
wait another 24 hours for this deal to roll over.
Sunday is a day of rest.
Exactly.
But
We're also Christian based.
we need
Just
to-
gotta tell you.
we need to specify that it's Pacific time.
Yes, it is.
So if you're
Or
on
does
the
it-
East Coast, you're gonna have to wait till
Wait, does that happen with our POS system, considering it's online based?
yes,
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
I mean,
12:01 a.m. is gonna pick? It's gonna pick our time zone.
I just didn't know if it went and changed it up based on where you were in the world.
12:01. I have
Yeah.
no idea. That's a good question.
We got to ask some friends about
Somebody
that.
might be shopping at 3 a.m. and it won't turn on, and then all of a sudden 3:01 a.m. it's turns on the East Coast.
Yeah, right. We have family back east, so maybe we ask them about it.
Yeah, we'll have them get up at 12:01 a.m. and see if it works.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I'll do some research. But yes, we are on the Pacific Coast. So 12:01, we know for certain 12:01 over here, that's when the date starts, or the deal will start. Though I would be shocked if our online system didn't understand there's a 12:01 somewhere else in the world.
Is that like when you have a beer at 9:00 in the morning and you say it's noontime somewhere?
Yeah, it's 5:00 somewhere,
Okay.
basically, I guess.
Yeah.
But on Monday, that one is another free gift that you're going to be able to get. But this one, you have to spend $100 or more.
$100,
And it's a
this
mis-
one we choose.
Yeah, this one's a mystery gift.
Right.
So,
And it may not just be one. There might be
No.
multiple items in the box.
nope, this box actually is valued at about $50 or more. So it's a mystery, but you're going to get something good. That's the thing.
Cool.
I like that one.
All right.
Though I like surprises, so I like that one specifically. Now, if you're not one that doesn't like surprises, you just have to shop on Friday,
Friday or Saturday.
because then you're not surprised at all. You know exactly what you're going to get, and you're free. Your free present will be under your control.
Okay.
If you're one who likes surprises, come shop on Monday. Or if you don't like surprises, shop on Monday anyway.
Or shop on Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Yeah.
Break it up.
And you can shop on Sunday too. That's okay. It's
You just no deal.
I know. That's just
So-
out of the kindness of your own heart because you like the White Rabbit Magic Shop.
There you go. Anyway, so I hope everybody is preparing for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We will be having our dinner at the house with some of our family members, not all of them.
Oh, half of them are
Somewhere
off
else.
on the other side of the country.
Yeah. But
They will be here electronically and in spirit.
that's true. All right.
Now,
So
What? You weren't going to lead with a sentiment?
what I just said, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, I hope your tables are full and your bellies are empty, ready to eat.
I was going to say, wait a minute. What?
That's stinky. You don't get. That's a good sentiment.
I know.
You come to the Thanksgiving table hungry, and then you leave completely full, satiated. You're
hopefully-
out on the couch from a tryptophan coma.
So basically, may your table be full and your stomach's empty upon arrival, and may your stomachs be full and your table empty on departure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're a part of the Clean Your Plate Club. I appreciate that. No leftovers. No leftovers this year.
And I got my mashed potatoes that have been sufficiently whipped,
Oh,
and your
Lord.
mother didn't
Your-
cut her
your
finger
soup?
off this time.
Your mashed potato soup.
Yep. And your mother did not cut her finger off this time, which
That's-
is really
thank
cool.
God.
Yeah. So we are in the process of redoing some things to the store. One of those things being that we are going to be having a section dedicated to just the White Rabbit product line, as well as anything that we end up cooperating with other parties with. If we help co-produce a product or something to that effect. So
White Rabbit produced things. Well, that's the thing. I noticed we were been talking about it for a little while. Is making sections for the different magic that we carry.
Yeah.
Because we have this really nicely put together magic shop, and it's kind of not everything's with like things, and it's
like our decks are,
Yeah.
and our Viking stuff. But yeah, being able to create categories of, this is all your magic decks, and this is all your kids stuff, and this is all your.
So-
I mean, we're close to that, but
close.
in
But
certain areas.
what is it? What's the old saying? Close but no cigar. Close enough for
Yeah.
jazz, but no cigar.
Or close only accounts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
What? I don't know that one.
You don't know that one?
No, I don't know
Oh.
that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought, we were talking about it. I remember we thought that let's take it a step further and not just be the cleanest magic shop that you've ever seen. I don't want to be so bold as to say we're the cleanest one ever, but the cleanest one you've ever seen. Not only do that, but be the most organized, so that when you come in, you know what you're looking at and where to find it.
Well, one thing we just implemented that's really cool is QR codes.
Yeah,
So
that's
now
a
when
really
you-
good one.
Yeah, when you look at the product, you can go over, scan it with your phone. It'll show you what the price is. It'll give you the demo and all the information about it. And you don't have to ask us, because in the spirit of the post-COVID customer service era, we are taking the hands-off approach.
Error or era? And both are good.
They're both errors. Yeah.
both are appropriate.
One of the things that really irks me.
Coughing into the mic.
Yeah. Big stores. I mean, it seems like more and more of these big chains are moving towards distancing themselves from the customer.
How do you mean?
Well, Groupon, Square, Amazon, a lot of these big box stores
Mm-hmm.
all put their help centers overseas. They
Okay.
have no US based help centers at all. It's all overseas.
Uh-huh.
So everybody you talk to doesn't understand our culture and all this kind of stuff. And they're kind of
Usually.
handicapped as well, because they can't even get direct access to somebody in the US. They have to send an email.
Yeah.
So it becomes
That's annoying.
increasingly, but we're putting in self checkouts so that you don't have to be served by somebody.
Another store, like a what we could say, like a Target of some sort.
Yeah, Target, grocery stores.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is being set up and established to have the least amount of customer interaction as possible.
That is very true. Though I have noticed in the self-checkout lines and such, you do have the warden who's watching over the self-checkout
Well,
line.
that's because everybody's been ripping their stuff off.
That's very true too.
Yeah. But it's still it just seems like the whole focus, especially post-COVID, is going towards the minimal customer interaction as possible.
I've
You don't
noticed
get
that.
a lot of phone numbers anyway, unless it's a sale. If it's a sale, man, they are all over it. They have customer help up the yin yang. They got all sorts of phone numbers you can call, blah, 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 blah. But if it becomes customer support, it's like, yeah, you're going to deal with those guys over there. And it's sad.
You're gonna
So
get
we
water.
are not doing QR codes for the purpose of not having any interaction with you. We would love to interact with you. The reason why we're doing QR codes is because oftentimes people don't necessarily want to pick up a box and say, hey, what's this? Hey, what's this?
Yeah. Makes it a little more accessible.
Accessible and at ease,
Yeah.
because they can
And maybe we
they
don't
can shop and ask questions at their leisure.
Yeah, and maybe we don't have one open. Maybe we need to go and refer to the demo video anyway,
Right.
and that gives it it's better for them and better for us too, because then we can even go and just scan the QR code and then say, this is what it is. Here's your demo video, and
Yeah.
then we can go and answer further questions upon that. But
Now we do try to demo as much as we can,
Yes,
but it gets
Yes, we
pretty
do.
pricey when you're opening up every single item you have in the store.
That's
that
very
you can
true.
do a demo.
that's very
We
true.
already do enough of that with the decks, so
Hey,
I know.
don't
Uh,
talk to them like that. They're sensitive.
I get it. But small businesses, if you want customer service and you want good customer service, that's where you deal with a small business, because they are all about making sure that you are appropriately being served. And when you come in, we welcome you like family. When when you're here, we engage with you. We give you the time.
Yes,
So
make it a point.
So this year, just we're starting a revolution. Start supporting small businesses and let these bigger companies know that, hey, it's about customer service.
Exactly.
So
The customer matters.
yes, exactly, and not just because they're spending money.
I mean, that helps a lot, but the customer
does.
still matters.
It does, but you shouldn't put all your customer
No.
service effort when they walk into the door in order to make a sale. It should be for the life of the relationship.
Yeah,
So
that's very true.
anyway,
All jokes aside, that is very true.
yes, it is. All right, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back after this. All of our Facebook listeners, freeze.
I still
Thank
don't
you
know.
for that, Joshua. You were so tempted. All right, we are back. So we're going to
I
take.
still think it should be like the news broadcasters, where it's like, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors, and then you start to just mouthing crap off of the
Oh,
corner.
like we're off camera.
It's dumb.
Where you forget you're on camera and you do something disgusting like
you
pick your nose.
Pick your nose or rip one big time so much that the speakers can hear you. Hey, wouldn't you like
Now
to listen to
that's-
that?
That is good radio.
Wouldn't that be funny? You start to have a huge fart, and then the commercial starts in the middle of it, and then completes itself after the commercial.
It would be funny if the ad was like for Gastex or Rolaids or something like that.
That'd be hysterical.
All right, we're going to do a quick product review for you here. Let's see. What are we going to review?
This is the mental chips.
Mental chips.
Yeah,
All right, so
not potato chips.
not potato chips. These are mental chips,
Yes.
and of course, it worked on the opening. I was optimistic, thinking, "Oh, hey, the Stream Deck is working. This is awesome." All right, here we go.
Is it good? Should I buy it? Does it suck? Did I get ripped off? Is it more of a craft project than a magic trick? These questions and more answered now on the Magic Item of the Week here on Magic Talk.
All right. The only problem with playing this loop on StreamYard is that it doesn't always start right at the beginning. It's like,
that's annoying.
does it? So,
That's annoying.
yeah.
But anyway,
Okay.
we're looking at mental chips.
Mental chips.
Now, mental chips, it's a poker chip type of prediction.
Yeah. And you,
But it's more of a mind reading aspect. It's the spectator is able to go and do you have that up?
I will, but you always get to review the decks, so I don't get to
fine,
do
go
either one.
I was just explaining it.
Okay. Well, I was going to explain it.
Fine, go ahead
All
and
right.
explain it.
All right. So mental chips, and I will bring it up. You get a clipboard, and you get these several. What would you say? About a dozen or so poker chips.
It's dozen or it's a dozen
okay.
poker chips. They're all colored too.
And each one is a different color, and so you place the chips down on the clipboard, and you ask somebody to take a chip, turn it over. And then you are able to predict which chip they turned over. And you're not predicting it based on the fact that there's something different on the side they flipped. It is a totally different premise.
Yeah, because was it the prediction itself is they do it, then you put all the poker chips in the bag that you were just showing.
Right. And then So that's probably my favorite move out of the whole thing is that at the end you're able to pull the chip out from the clear bag
Yeah, because
and show them that that was the one that they picked.
the thing has all encompassed in a plastic bag, kind of like a storage bag, or what would you call that? A portfolio type of style
Yeah,
bag.
it's like a plastic envelope.
Yeah, and when you go and you pour all the poker chips into that envelope, you make your prediction, and then you go and make a magical gesture and rip one of the poker chips out of the bag, which is completely sealed all the way around except for the top opening. And you take it out like there's a hole in the bag, and then it's the one poker chip that was selected, and then you can pass everything out for examination after the fact too.
And the name of this trick is again?
It's mental chips.
Is it not in our store?
It is. I'm looking at it right now.
You are. Why am I not seeing it?
I don't know.
Well, son of a gun.
MENTAL space CHIPS.
Yes. Thank you for that third grade educational moment.
Would you like to see my phone?
No. Instead, I will go in and do this way. So how much?
This is from N2G, by the way.
This is an N2G?
Yes.
So they're stepping outside of the
standard
coins.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, they're still coins in a way, but it's a different premise on it. It's a mentalism effect.
Okay. And so what does this retail for?
This retails for $45.
$45. All right. So here is well, let's see. Let's go ahead and let's do this. For those of you who are on Facebook, we will share the screen with you so you can see the demo. And for those of you who are not on Facebook, we will describe it as we go. All right. So are we ready?
Yes.
Are
I'm
we
ready.
sure?
I don't know. Are we?
Am I ready? Here we go. So he's showing that there are 12 color chips in an envelope. He pulls the clipboard out with the 12 color chips.
A clear plastic envelope, just
Clear
so everybody
plastic,
knows.
yeah. And so you're going to select the chip and you're going to turn it over as he turns around. And she picks it up. And so she flips over one chip. Okay. He then places all of the chips back into the plastic bag. And he writes a prediction down on the color that he believes she selected. And then he shows it, red, yes. And then he holds up the color chip bag with all the other chips in it. And he shows that there is a red one that he pulls out through the bag. And
Through the bottom corner, too,
yeah.
it looked like.
Yeah. And that's her selection. So that is essentially, I hope we stream that on StreamYard. I don't know.
We'll
But
find out.
yeah, no.
They were listening to some mumbling.
yeah, if not, they got at least a commentary.
Yeah.
He's now putting the chips on the board.
Oh, Lord.
Wait for it. Wait for it. She has just turned over a chip. She has turned over the red chip.
I didn't know it was ASMR.
It's like golf. She turned over. Okay. The red chip has just been turned over, ladies and gentlemen. He is now dumping the chips into the bag. He has magically put all those chips in the bag that none of the chips fell out.
That's the impressive part, actually, because those things slide around a lot.
Okay. I got to be honest. I'm not 100% impressed with the, picking the chip up and flipping it over A little weird to me.
Not sold on that move.
Yeah, a little weird to me. I think there's got to be another way or a different way or something like that. But regardless, I do really like the move of where you show the bag with all the chips in it, and then you reach to the outer side of the bag and you are able to pull out the color they selected.
Yeah, you can even show that the color's still in the bag.
Yes,
somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean,
so before you pull it out, you can show that the color is inside the bag.
Yeah. Obviously, with the method, there's some discrepancy, but
yeah,
it
actually still looks very believable.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a terrible trick. It's not. It's just, I don't know.
Is that one move that you're hung up on?
Yeah, because I just think it's a little too obvious.
Think so?
Yeah. Like
I
have to pick up the chip and I have to flip it over.
It leaves some things to question.
Yeah.
If you were to really be critical about it, that it does leave some things to question.
And it's not, I mean, it's very nicely packaged, very well made. But it's just
all this stuff's put together really well. The only thing is when you're setting the thing up, you have to make sure everything's facing the right direction,
right?
Or else you're gonna have some trouble with it.
Yeah, it won't work. So I see that as a problem as well. Is that when you go to take the board out, that you have to make sure the chips are out facing correctly.
I suppose that's a situation of making sure that you put them in the right way the first time. Because when I'm shifting around the chips now, and they all are pretty apparently in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay.
If they slide around, there's no concern there. I do get your point with the first half of it though, where you have to tell them to pick it up, turn it over, and then place it back down. It's like doesn't seem quite like a normal move.
Right. I'm sure there's a way to work around it.
Yeah.
But so I mean, we're going to carry it. It's not a terrible effect. I just have some questions about some of the moves. Some people might be creative enough that they can come up with a different way of presenting it so it doesn't look to me as obvious. I like a reason for doing something. And when I'm told to pick something up and flip it over, it's like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the whole thing is a pretty standard enough level mentalism trick.
Yeah,
where it's what you would think. You make a selection, and I kind of feel like this one would play better for a crowd in that sense, because then you have a reason to pick it up, show everybody, and then place it back down. You just got to give it to where they reverse it,
right? So and that's the thing, though, is pick it up, flip it over, and place it back down. So it's not a just pick up, show it to everybody, and put it down. It's a pick up, flip it over that I'm hung up on.
Yeah,
but
as far as the main effect of it, it's a pretty standardized mentalism trick with a little bit of a twist at the end, because you retrieve the chip from the bag that is otherwise completely sealed and isolated.
Right.
Which is nice.
Yeah, that's definitely, that move is what says to me that, yeah, we'll keep it in the store. And
yeah, because
that is kind of a convincer, because you can see it in the bag with all the other chips, and then you're able to pull it out, and that sells it.
Yeah.
And hopefully they forget about the first part of pick up and flip over. Just saying.
Okay.
But
we'll come up with something.
This whole time was on me, by the way. I didn't have you on the picture at all.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. You could hear my voice.
That segment was all about me.
Because we already know that from the last episode that I have a really loud voice. And I can carry my loud voice forever and not hurt my throat.
And okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
Man, we don't have to relive that. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back after these messages. Facebook users, you know what to do. Freeze.
I did that too early.
All right, we're back because Joshua didn't take the time to freeze, but that's okay.
I mean, I did it too early.
I know. So
I tried.
I get it.
To make it interesting.
I totally get it. So we are working on getting an agent to come on air with us. The holidays are making it a little difficult to make that arrangement.
Well, I'll give you the credit. You're the one who's been pulling all that weight. You have more friends in that regard than
I know,
do.
but we're working on it. And we have a guest lined up for the end of December, I believe. Or is it at the end of November? Ooh.
Whoops.
I got to double check. I don't know if it's been confirmed for the end of this. I got to check. Okay. But anyways,
Who are we bringing on?
we are going to be bringing on a special guest who is going to vanish the Hollywood sign.
Nice.
So he's currently touring in Europe. So we can't get him on the air yet. But as soon as he gets back, we're supposed to have him on as a special guest, and we will talk all about it.
See, but it's everybody's doing that now.
Why do we have a Raven chip in studio?
I don't know. Maybe he planted it.
No, I think this is Scott. So this
Scott saw Raven.
Scott must have seen Raven, or he probably saw him here. I don't know. That's interesting. I just looked down and I went, "Hey, that's Raven's face." So shout out to Raven. He is in our podcast studio.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Or he was.
I wonder if it's a bug.
Right?
I think Raven's bugging our office, and he's doing a mentalism thing on us.
Oh, that's where he gets his information. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's like this conspiracies that some of the other what do you call them? Lay spectators go and say, "Oh yeah, you hiding something in the apple, aren't you?" No.
Yeah.
Little they know happened like 30 moves back.
All right. Well, we were gonna do your favorite, and I was gonna say yours and mine, but
Yours and my, yeah, I was going to say, hold on.
we're
Aren't you the one who's giving me
yours
crap?
and your favorite?
Me, myself, and mine.
Yes.
There
you
is
go.
an outbreak among us. It is
See, I don't like how it starts in the middle like that.
limited to only a small portion of our population. They have a sickness. They have an addiction. They collect bicycle playing cards, which is bad for them, but great for us because we have almost 500 decks of playing cards to choose from. They'll go crazy in here. They'll spend every last penny they... This is their story. This is Playing Cards Anonymous here on Magic Talk.
Okay, so I have something. 'Tis the season. I know I'm breaking the rules because it's not after Thanksgiving, and that's when you can really start busting out the Christmas stuff. But since we're not going to be here after Thanksgiving, I brought something that is akin to the holiday spirit. And it's
I can hardly wait.
it's it's one of those things that can go and transcend all cultures because it's more of a generic winter wonderland style thing. It is the leaf back playing cards. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and the other ones
so
too.
it's a generic leaf back playing card, but it happens to be our only deck in stock, so you can't buy it.
No. Actually, we have 4 of both, the red and the green. Very
Okay.
festive.
All right.
Very festive. Now this one, actually, according to description, it is a deck that was originally released in 1947. And it says making these decks historic and holiday appropriate. So this is a historic deck of cards. Right here. If everyone can see that. Why is it all jumpy on me?
So they are very leafy on
Yes.
the back. They have a red border with a lot of leaves on the back of the deck.
Kind of looks like maple leaves.
Yeah.
And the green one obviously is in green, but it's only the portions that are in color. Then the other spots are like the gold type of painting. And that's the green are the same way as well. Now these ones, they are printed by the USPCC, and they're printed here in the United States, which is nice.
So these were originally produced when?
These were released originally in 1947.
Okay, that makes
This deck.
absolutely no sense.
Well, the style of deck, not this one in particular.
Well, no, I get that, but it still makes no sense because
Why?
in 1947 we were not politically correct people,
Okay.
so they wouldn't have been doing a holiday deck. They would have been doing a Christmas deck,
So yes, it's a Christmas deck, but
but you called it a holiday deck.
it's a holiday style deck
Okay.
because I mean, what about this speaks Christmas to you? Other than the
colors.
fact that you know it's Christmas.
The colors,
Okay. What is Hanukkah?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Usually it's blue. But I didn't want to get political.
Okay.
This is red and white, and then Hanukkah's blue. What does that tell you?
Okay, I get. Well, no, I was just saying, if back
And
in
then-
1947, they wouldn't have been politically correct about things.
Usually you would imagine so, but I mean, maybe politically correct for their time. You never know. You never know. USPCC likes to make money too. But anyway, yes, it is a style of cards that is like a winter themed style because maple leaves come into. I can forget if the maple leaf is an evergreen, but their design, the leaf design, is usually akin to winter holidays like Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa. But this one, all the cards themselves, they are a standard style on the faces. They're a usual, what you would expect as of a bicycle, a USPCC bicycle style deck. So the Joker had, or not the Joker, excuse me, the Ace of Spades has that design. The Jokers are your standard bicycle Jokers. So you have the black and white one, and then you have the colored one. And the cards themselves, they're not crushed in any way. They're pretty like if you were to go and get a rider back deck from, what was it, a convenience store or the like a Target or something like that. It's about that thickness that you find on it. And you have what was it? The other things I found in here were the ad cards. So still 56 cards, but it's there's nothing special about it on a magical aspect.
All right. Well, somebody forgot to tell Tony that the sale doesn't start till Friday.
Oh,
So,
well, joy. And let's see. The fan on them, actually, because it's a standard style deck, actually, the fan is a nice fan for the air because of the air cushion. It's an air cushion deck. And the spring on it and the retention is actually a really nice spring and retention that you get off of it. And I'm assuming, based off of the sheer feel of this, that if you were to Pharaoh said deck, you would have to do that from the back. I'm right. There you go. And it's pretty much like butter, where as you would expect with any type of air cushioned deck of cards.
cool.
And the bounce back and the retention of form, if you guys can see that.
If you're on radio, you can't. So I was
Well-
holding up the deck and looking at it to see if it's bent or curved or.
Yeah, no, that is not my middle finger to the audience. No, that is me trying to hold on to the deck in a cradling position.
All right. So how much is the deck?
This deck is $8.
$8.
So actually really reasonable as far as their price goes for a deck that is a nice feeling deck.
and standard court cards and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, the faces and everything are a
Just-
stock face for the USPCC, but
Okay.
the back design is where the difference happens.
Cool. So there is
I like them.
there's a new private group out for magicians, and it's by invite only, so I'm not going to give the name, but it essentially is a place that allows you to go in and divulge some of your secrets, things you're working on, struggles that you might be having, and so people can kind of collaborate and things like that. So I took my deck that I just came up with for the number 16.
Okay.
And I presented that up there, and I got some feedback where, obviously there are other tricks that are similar to this. But then one magician said Phil's deck. And I said, okay, who is Phil's deck? What's Phil's deck? And he's like, that's the name of the trick, Phil's deck. And I went, oh, stupid me. And so I looked it up, and it just dawned on me. Phil's deck is the one with the names where you named the card Phil.
Okay.
Which is the exact same mechanics as what I came up with, except instead of being named Phil, is named the number 16.
Okay.
And so I went, oh, well, that kills that idea. Because, it's already. So when you're creating things, people that will sometimes come out and be like, oh, that's like this one, or that's like this one. There's so much magic out there now where it's like something.
Yeah.
It might be just maybe an enhanced version of something, or it might have been tweaked a little bit, or the original idea might have came from this, but they came up with something else as a result of that idea, whether it's using the invisible deck method or whatever. It is pretty difficult to be 100% unique.
Yes.
And so when people come up and they say, oh, well, this has already been done by doing it this way, and it's like, okay, yes, but this is a little different, and the style of what I'm doing is a little different, so that's okay, because you can come up with something and say that, oh, well, that's that trick. It's like, well, no, not really.
Well, you know what, that actually reminds me of a movie. Has nothing to do with magic, this movie, but I don't know if you remember. I forget the actors that were in it, or at least I don't know their names. I know who they are, but the idea behind the movie was based on the guy who invented the automatic windows to go up and down in a car.
Okay.
And I don't know, I'm sure you remember this, but back in the day, you had to crank it. Exactly. Crank it in order to open it and everything like that. Actually, no, excuse me. This is not this. It was the automatic windshield wipers. I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
Okay.
The automatic windshield wipers. Because usually back in the day, I don't know if you're young enough or old enough for this one, but you had to click the windshield wiper in order to get to swipe. And you had to click it again in order to get it to swipe again. Manually, you had to do it in order to get it to work.
Okay.
Automatic windshield wipers were not a thing. Back, I believe it was somewhere in the 60s.
Okay.
They were not a thing until this guy came up with the automatic windshield wipers. He came up with the way to put the mechanics together so that it will go and do it on a cycle.
Okay.
And the thing about it was him trying to go and fight the copywriting laws, saying that this is my invention, this is my thing. And all the other card companies were saying, no, you did not invent anything new here. These are all our mechanics. These are all our gears and everything like that, blah, 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 blah. And that's how you put it together. So it's not yours. He said, but no, you guys didn't have this before. I invented this. And his whole deal, his whole argument, at least in the movie, was, you see this book? This is a good book, right? He said, everyone likes this book, I know. Are any of these words in this book new or original? And everyone's like, well, no, I mean, I know how to read all these words. I'm like, yeah. I mean, they've all been around, haven't they? They're not new. They're not different. There's no invented words in here. Yeah, just using the alphabet, those 26 letters. He said, but they're organized in a way that's different. They're organized in a way that's unique, yeah? He said, yeah, they are. Well, that's maybe what makes it different and unique to me. And maybe that's why I can call it original. Because I organize those words, those letters, in a different way. Like in the book. even though there were mechanics and gears and stuff.
I like that.
It's a different.
If you take nothing away from this show today,
Yeah.
take that home with you.
I have to give credit to the movie.
Yeah,
I forget what the movie. I'll come back with it, but
I like it.
it's that whole premise of it's not, you didn't reinvent the wheel, you just found another way to roll it, basically,
Right.
which
Right.
is cool.
And that's a very good point. However, I will say that Phil's deck is exactly the same. I'm just taking the word Phil and putting a number 16 on it.
Yeah,
so to
that's
speak.
I mean, there were some other people who were giving you some pretty outlandish comparisons. I'm like, not really. I wouldn't go and say that, but that one's pretty on the nose.
Yeah.
I even forgot about it.
I forgot about that trick too. And then when I was like, what's the trick name for Phil's deck? And he's like, Phil's deck.
Yeah.
And I went, huh? And then I looked it up and I went, oh, Phil's deck.
Now, I will say this: yours requires a different setup in order to get it to work.
Right. I'm having to use 2 decks.
Yeah.
Phil's deck just needs to use 1.
Yeah. But that is pretty on the nose.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were to go and say, oh, yeah, it's exactly like this, that's probably the closest that you can say that's exactly like that.
Yeah, that's okay. But, you know, it's good to have things like that you can kind of collaborate on, because it's impossible to know everything that's out there and everything that's already been done. And like you said, if you've reorganized it or re-put it together in a different way, then yeah, it's, you know, it's the same words. They're just organized differently, which makes the book different.
But I mean, I've noticed that your particular situation more often than not in the Magic community, where it's the same idea, but 2 people thought of it, even at different times, where not even remotely related to each other in any sort of fashion, but you came up with the same way.
Right.
And I mean, that's I suppose it's one of those things of great minds think alike, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
something like that, because it's a good concept. I like the idea, and it makes sense, and it's not difficult to grasp.
Now, I obviously wasn't influenced by Phil's deck, because I didn't
remember Phil's deck.
But you know, I will relent and say that yep, that came out first. So
it did.
Anyhow, we are gonna call it a day, because we got some turkey stuffing to do, and I think somebody wants to go Christmas shopping downstairs. But
did you hear somebody?
Yeah, I said Tony's here.
Oh, that's right.
But
we gotta go and say hi to Tony.
Yes, we do. Anyways, thank you all for listening. I hope you guys have a great.
Not my son Tony, just so you know. It's actually
the other
Tony Blake, who's
although he could be walking in. So anyway, we will talk to you all next week. Have a great Thanksgiving. Stay safe, eat healthy, and don't drink and drive.
Please don't.
Abracadabra, hocus pocus, presto. Pick a card, any card. Some words are magic. They sparkle with the promise of something wonderful. But they're still just words until you add that something wonderful to the mix. And that's what you'll find at the White Rabbit Magic Shop in Santa Paula. Their inventory includes world-class tricks and illusions that are not only for sale, but that they will teach you to master. In addition, White Rabbit Magic Shop is world-renowned for its amazing collection of bicycle playing cards, with nearly 500 decks in stock. So, if you're serious about magic, then say it with us. At the White Rabbit Magic Shop, we believe in magic. The White Rabbit Magic Shop, located at 15500 Telegraph Road, Suite B15 in Santa Paula. For more information, please call 805-850-3051 or check us out online at wr-magic.com. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.